Hello everybody, it's Liliana Rowena. Today I wanted to talk about something that's really important to me. I have dealt with mental health issues all throughout college. I am in my final semester, senior year, and I want to share 10 tips or things that I am doing, wish I did, or had hoped, or I think would help with helping to manage dealing with mental health issues in college. And I want to say that these apply to you, those of you who deal with more than just anxiety and depression. Not that those things are minimal, but oftentimes I feel like those are what dominate the conversation when we talk about mental health issues in college. But college is often when the onset of lots of other disorders happens. And I want you to know that if you're watching this and you think that this video isn't for you, I want to tell you that I'm talking to you too. These tips are pretty generic. I'm not a psychologist. I'm about to finish a degree in psychology, but I'm not a trained psychologist, so please take this with a grain of salt. These are just the things that helped me through this. So my number one tip for getting through college is talk to someone about the whole thing. I have both done and not done this throughout school. I have been very good about talking about the socially acceptable symptoms that I had, more about anxiety and depression. I am not diagnosed so far, but I dealt with a lot more serious issues, and I don't want to trigger anyone here, but even the more serious issues, you should talk to someone. I finally told everybody the extent of everything that's been going on with me, and I'm so happy I did. You might not be in the place to do that, but please talk to somebody as much as you're able to at the time. It really does help. Number two, and this is counterintuitive, keep up with your schoolwork the best you can, because although it can seem impossible and really, really hard to do, having mental health issues and also failing just it's not going to help you. It makes things a lot harder. It's so tempting just to skip class all the time, and I know for some of you that might be a nearly impossible feat, but do whatever it is you can to stay on top of things. It will help so much, and it can give you that space for when you do need a day. Number three, which is kind of an equal and opposite, is take breaks. Though, please keep up with everything you can, but if you're all caught up and there's a project due next week and you just can't, or not feeling it for one day, it's okay to take that day to decompress and figure it out. But my number one thing with taking breaks is really try to find times within each day to kind of take that break and have that recharge so you can keep going. College is really hard, and it's especially hard for those of us who are dealing with things inside our brains that our neurotypical peers are not, and it makes it a lot more exhausting. So learning how to be able to build that in to your day will help. For example, for me, I like to often after lunch work out or just read or do something fun or play my guitar, which leads very nicely into my next point. Number 4, find hobbies that get you both out of your room and also give you time to be with yourself as well. Find things that will get you out there so that you don't end up isolating yourself, because that self-isolation often coincides a lot with the onset of disorders. So making sure you remain connected to your community can help a lot, but also don't try to burn yourself out. And I know that's a hard balance to strike, and it sounds like I'm literally asking you to do the impossible, but this is something I found very, very helpful for me. Having hobbies like my YouTube channel. This is one of my hobbies that keeps me in my room and lets me enjoy some social time on my own terms and be with myself here. And then also I like to go dancing and swimming, and that gets me out and active. So yes, enjoy whatever hobbies it is. Obviously you don't have to do what I do. Go do whatever makes you happy. Number 5, again, had a pretty good segue there. Exercise. I know you've heard this, and I'm going to tell you, it's not a magic cure-all. It's not going to cure your illness or whatever it is. It's not going to make it away, but it is going to make life easier. It'll make it easier. And having that there and having that routine, and it can give you a sense of, for me, it's given me a sense of, this is something I can control. And when I see progress, like being able to do a push-up, well, I'm not there yet, but being able to do more of a push-up than I could before, getting closer to my splits, being able to balance on demi-point for longer. Those are achievements that you can see that in school, everything is so long-term that it can be really hard to keep going. So having that more immediate reward of working on something physical has been really helpful, at least for me, and I hope it would be helpful for you. Number 6, which goes with exercise, try to eat reasonably well. Like, you don't have to be a health nut or anything, but like, eat some vegetables. Eat some vegetables, eat some fruit. Like, that will help in the same way that exercising does, where it's just, alrighty, I'm here. You know, I can't control everything, but I'm doing my best to take care of myself, and that can really help to build a sense of that you're caring for what you're doing, and you know, eating vegetables just it feels better after a while. Number 7 for me is making time to be social with people, which I think kind of goes into like find hobbies that get you out, but like make an effort. And I know for some people it's really hard to talk to like 1 or 2 people a day if you can. I know that's super hard for a lot of people, and for a lot of people that may not be a realistic goal, but doing your best to remain connected and having that sense of connection to the community can really help keep you safe in all of the things that are going on inside of you. It can be really easy to just get wrapped inside of your own world when you're going through these things, and that can end up being a pretty dangerous place to be. So make sure that there's something to hold on to, people you can talk to, and people that you enjoy spending time with. Number 8. I know this is hard in college, but go to bed. Get some sleep. I don't always follow my own advice here, but like, sleep. Sleep is so important. It's important for everyone, and everyone in college has a lack of sleep. But if you're dealing with mental health issues, you really need to get some sleep. Lack of sleep can easily aggravate the symptoms of almost every disorder. So get some sleep. I know it might be hard to get the full 8 hours while in college, but try to aim for at least 6 to 7. Ideally, you want 8 or 9, but you and I both know that that may not be happening. But sleep the best you can. Try to get on a routine. I know that's hard, especially if you're working jobs. Like, I'm going to be working at a cafe soon. So sometimes I'm going to be working until 2 a.m. and sometimes I'm going to be opening at 5:30 a.m. I don't have a lot of control over that. So just make the best of what you have and get sleep whenever you can. However, I also do want to say, try not to sleep to avoid everything. Like, get up, do your day, sleep when it is time to sleep. Number 9 for me is try your best to stay clean. Try your best to keep your space as clean as you can. I struggle with this. I know it's not a fun thing to do, but having a clear, clean space to come home to when you've been having a really rough time can help a lot, as well as try your best to keep up with your own hygiene, because that just feeling gross and in your own filth is just a surefire way to aggravate a lot of symptoms. I know sometimes you may not have the spoons to do an entire shower or whatever you need to do. So do what you can. Do your very best. Or you might not be able to deep clean your entire house. Just try to keep spaces usable, or a place where you can go when things get overwhelming, and you can be safe in that space. And number 10, this is more specific to me, but I'm sure I'm not the only person who deals with this, which is learning how to manage money. I don't know how to do this, and it really does adversely affect my mental health. I have an issue with overspending, and I have not learned how to do it, and it really can impact my self-esteem and how I deal with things. So the earlier you can do this in your college career, so you're not like, oh gosh, I spent so much at Target, how on earth will I figure out how to pay rent next fall? Trying to get those skills will help a lot in your confidence. A lot of this, admittedly, just sounds like basic life skills, and it is. For those of us that go through a lot, it's even harder than it is for most people, even though these aren't necessarily easy things. Trying to figure out how to live your life is really hard, but it is worth doing. And if you're going through a lot of things and going through college and you're dealing with this mental health stuff, I want to commend you, because this isn't easy. I know it hasn't been easy for you, and I know it's really hard for you, but I want to tell you that it's worth getting through it. You can do this. I'm about to graduate, and I hope that this helps some people out there who are trying to figure out how the heck they're going to get through this. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Liliana Rowena, out.